have been selling waterproof materials for 15 years in my life, but I never thought that one day I would be trapped in water. On the afternoon of July 15th, I was counting the goods in the warehouse. A weather warning suddenly popped up on the phone. Not an ordinary orange warning for heavy rain. Instead, there were multiple dark purple alarms that I had never seen before. Expected rainfall, 801,000 millimeters in 72 hours. Is this going to the next Pacific? The warehouse was as hot as a steamer. I was shirtless and still sweating. A July afternoon, the tin shed roof was scorching hot. Even the electric fan blows hot air. Lao Chen give me another 20 rolls of waterproof membrane. Old customer Liu Bao foreman pushed the door in. Something was wrong with his face. I looked at him strangely. Didn't you just pull away 10 volumes in the morning? Not enough, far from enough. Do you see the weather forecast? Only then did I notice that the dark purple warning on my phone was still flashing. Click on details. Dense meteorological terms made my scalp tingle. Super precipitation clouds, abnormal water vapor flux. The duration of strong convective weather is expected to exceed 72 hours. What does this mean? Foreman Liu swallowed his saliva. It means it will rain heavily, very large. I have been working on construction sites for 20 years. I have never seen an early warning of this level. Began to sweep goods frantically. Waterproof membrane, plugging king quick setting, cement waterproof coating. Everything that can be moved is loaded into the car. Other customers look at his posture. It was also snapped up. Less than an hour. I sold a third of the waterproof material I had in stock. Lao Chen, do you have sandbags? Other contractor asked. Punching bags? Who would do that? I shook my head. Hurry up and buy it. This rain is not simple. I will call the supplier suspiciously. Directly said over there. Punching bags. It has long been out of stock. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sky suddenly darkened. It's obviously summer, but it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in each day. The wind began to pick up. The iron door of the warehouse rattled. I locked the warehouse and prepared to go home. I was startled when I passed by the vegetable market. At this point, wrong market is almost closed. Today, there are many people. The ants pushed the cart and robbed it. Rice flour, grain, and oil, instant noodles, mineral water. Take what you see. 100 yuan and 5 pounds of pork. Do you want to buy it? The butcher shouted in his throat. Wasn't yesterday 40? What was the day yesterday? Didn't you see it going to rain heavily? After today, you can't buy it even if you have money. I chuckled in my heart. Vendors who have been in the vegetable market for many years, the sense of smell for abnormalities is more sensitive than anyone else. If even they are hoarding, I quickly squeezed in, grabbed 2 boxes of instant noodles, a bag of rice, and several boxes of mineral water. At checkout, the cashier said, "Also, do you want compressed cookies?" Yes. Take as much as you want. Back at my residence, I lived in a relocated house in the old town. On the 6th floor, there is no elevator. I usually choke on climbing stairs. Today I have dozens of pounds of supplies. I was out of breath halfway through the climb. Lao Chang on the 5th floor opened the door and saw me. Hi, Xiao Chen. Why buy so many things? Just in case I heard that it was going to rain heavily. Lao Zhan disagreed. We are an inland city. The year before last, it was said that it was a once-in-a-century encounter. As a result, several roads were flooded. I didn't argue with him and continued to climb up. As soon as I entered the house, the first drop of rain fell. Not ordinary raindrops. Slammed on the windowsill with a snap. It was like someone threw a glass bead hard. Immediately afterwards, dense raindrops came overwhelmingly. It snapped instantly on the security window, like machine gun fire. I laid down the window and looked down. Pedestrians on the street covered their heads and ran wildly. The raindrops hit the ground and splashed half a meter high. A Takeaway Brothers electric car was directly smashed by the rain. This rain, something is wrong. The mobile phone rang again. This time it was the community owner group. Dear neighbors, I am the property manager. Upon receiving the notice, please prepare for flood control. Check whether the doors and windows are closed. Low-floor residents should pay attention to prevent waterlogging. The property fee has been paid. Don't you usually clean the sewers? That is it. Was blocked once last year. Stop arguing, hurry up and go to the supermarket to buy something to eat. It's gone if it's late. I turned off my phone and started checking my inventory. As a building materials boss, there is no shortage of waterproof materials at home. Waterproof tape, glass glue, ceiling strips. It has everything you need. Rain outside the window is getting heavier and heavier. The sound of rain changed from crackling to roaring. The whole world is covered with white rain. The opposite building couldn't be seen clearly. I turn on the TV. All channels are broadcasting weather warnings. The host's face was solemn, affected by abnormal weather. The city will usher in a rare continuous heavy rainfall in history. Citizens are requested to be prepared for precautions and do not go out unless necessary. On the mobile phone, the peer group of Jianlin Market also fried the pot. All waterproof forest materials are fragrant. Just now, someone paid 5 times the price to collect sandbags. I still have a bit of plastic sheeting, 50 per square meter. Come quickly. Looking at these news, I felt more and more uneasy. I have been in this industry for 15 years. I have never seen any strong winds and waves, but this time I smelled a different smell. Outside the window, The rain is still intensifying. Downstairs drain began to bubble, make a gurgling sound. It was like some kind of monster was moving underground. I took out my phone, sent a message to a few good friends. Brothers, this rain is not right. Hurry up and stock up on some food. Most people replied, you think too much. Only a friend who works in the water conservancy department replied with 3 words. Stock up quickly. I didn't hesitate anymore, put on my raincoat and rushed downstairs. The convenience store at the entrance of the community has been looted. The proprietress is closing. It's gone. There's nothing left and the money is not easy to spend. I ran 3 streets. Finally, I found a small supermarket that was still open. It was already a mess inside. People are pushing shopping carts and rampage. The shelves are swept away. I grabbed the last 2 boxes of instant noodles, a few packs of mustard, and a dozen ham sausages. At the checkout, the boss directly quoted 800, usually less than 100 yuan. Do you want 800? Whether you like to buy it or not, there are still people waiting for you. I gritted my teeth and paid. On the way back, the rain had flooded my ankles. Usually 10 minutes away. I waded through the water for half an hour. The sewers on the side of the road are all bubbling out. Garbage and filth are washed everywhere. A car was stuck in standing water. The owner stood on the roof of the car and shouted for help. Several passers-by tried to help push the cart, but the water was too fast. I can't use it at all. As I passed by, I heard the owner shout in despair. The car's gone. Whoever can take me a ride, I'll give you 1,000 yuan. No one paid attention to him. This kind of weather is difficult to protect itself. When I finally returned to the community, the hall on the first floor was already flooded. Several low-floor residents were moving things out. The elevator has long since stopped. Water came in so quickly. I asked the doorman. The doorman turned pale. The sewers are all blocked. Hoard up. I have been guarding the door here for 10 years, and this is the first time I have seen this formation. I carry things up the stairs every time I go up the floor. You can hear different movements. The second floor is nailed to the wooden board to seal the door, and the third floor is moving furniture. The fourth floor is arguing. What time is it? You still feel sorry for that little money? That's the jewelry my mother left me. My life is almost gone. What's the use of jewelry? Back to the 6th floor. I quickly sealed all the gaps in the doors and windows with waterproof tape. A few more bags of cement were piled up at the door. Although I live on the 6th floor, the rain is strong. Who knows where the water will rise? At 8 p.m., the power went out. The whole city was plunged into darkness, only the sound of rain roaring. I turned on my phone flashlight and began to count the supplies. The food can last for a week, and there are 4 boxes of water. Candles, lighters, and flashlights are available. As a bachelor, these things are enough. Mobile phone signal sometimes goes missing. Last message received was an urgent notice from the city. Members of the public are requested to stay in a safe place. Do not go out and wait for further notice. I leaned against the window and looked at the darkness outside. The rain is still falling and getting heavier. Raindrops hit the glass. It was like countless hands knocking on the door. The sound of car alarms came from downstairs. This is the rise and fall. Like the dying wail of the city. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I was woken up by a loud noise. Leaned down the window and looked down by the light of lightning. I saw a section of the wall at the entrance of the community collapsing. The flood rushed into the community like a beast opening the gates. Several cars parked low were washed away directly, spinning in the current. Finally, it hit the building. My heart sank to the bottom. I have sold countless waterproof materials for 15 years. I have seen countless customers who are distressed by water leakage. I said to them with confidence, there is no water that cannot be prevented. Now I know that in the face of a real flood, how ridiculous human defense is. The rain is still falling. This rain has just begun. The loud noise in the early morning was just the beginning. I can't sleep anymore. I simply sat by the window and watched the water level change downstairs. The phone still has power, but the signal is completely gone. The last circle of friends stayed at 11 o'clock in the evening. It is sent by a purchasing agent. French direct mail, perfume clearance. What a irony. When it was bright, the rain was lighter. I saw the tragic situation downstairs. The entire community has become a marshland. Why is it still exposed on the roof of the water at night? Now, only the antenna is still spinning on the water. Green belts, fitness equipment, and pavilions in the community all disappeared under the yellow water. The water has flooded the windows on the 2nd floor. I live on the 6th floor, which is reasonably safe. But look at the fierce water. I don't have any bottom in my heart. What's worse is that I found that the water is not clear, but it is muddy and dark. There are all kinds of garbage branches and something I don't want to think about. Bang, bang, bang. The hurried knock on the door startled me. Hello, I Lao Zhang. Xiao Shan, do you have anything to eat? I hesitated for a moment and opened the door. Lao Zhang stood at the door, his face pale. The eyes were bloodshot. Why didn't I take it seriously? And I didn't prepare anything at home. He rubbed his hands. Can you? I handed him a pack of instant noodles and 2 bottles of water. Save some food. Lao Shangan left gratefully. I know this is just the beginning. Wait for others to react. My stock is not enough at all. Sure enough, it took less than half an hour. The corridor became lively. The residents on the second floor dragged their families up with their mouths. Their house was flooded. The man carries the TV and the woman holds the bedding. Was also a young girl carrying a cat. Where to move? Can corridors be inhabited? Thinking is better than soaking in water. The noise grew louder and louder, and I simply closed the door. The eyes cannot see the grace, but trouble still came to the door. Sister Wang on the third floor knocked on the door. Xiao Chen, you live alone, and the place is big. Can you let us avoid you? Just me and my husband, no trouble. I know Sister Wang, who usually sells breakfast at the entrance of the community. Nice people, but now this situation. Sister Wang, I'm really sorry my place is small. Sister Wang's face changed. I usually take care of you. Pancakes often add more eggs without charge now. Forget it, ask someone else. I closed the door and my heart was not in pain. But I know very well that I am soft-hearted now. It will only be more troublesome later. At noon, the rain started to rain again. I lay on the window and observed, and the water level was still rising. It's almost on the third floor. Someone on the opposite floor waved a sheet at the window. It's like asking for help, but at this distance, no one can help anyone. What's even more frightening is that the water starts to change color. The original yellow color turned black. There is a layer of oily sheen floating on it. I saw dead fish floating by with their white bellies turned over. There are also inflated garbage bags. I don't know what is inside. There's a rancid smell in the air. Even with the windows closed, it can't be stopped. There was another commotion in the corridor. The fourth floor requires a retention fee. 500 yuan a day for one person. Why didn't he grab it? People have a place, do you have it? Isn't this robbing while the fire is raging? I think it's better to organize and build a shed on the roof. Build a shed. Can this rain hold on? Quarrels came and went. I looked out through the cat's eye, and the corridor was crowded with people. The piles of rolls are everywhere. Someone started making a fire to cook. The choking smell of smoke penetrated the crack of the door. Suddenly a scream pierced the air. Someone dived. I rushed to the window. I saw a figure floating on the water. Quickly go away in the flow of Refuge. It's from the opposite building. Maybe it's desperate. I want to swim to other places to survive. But this water flow. In less than a minute, the figure disappeared. Corridor was quiet for a few seconds. Then an even bigger panic erupted. Will we all die here? No, someone will definitely come to save us. Rescue. Look outside. The whole city is like this. Who will save you? Panic spreads like a plague. Someone started crying. Someone started praying. Others started smashing doors. Open the door. I know you have something to eat. Everyone is a neighbor. Can't you save them when they see death? Smash it open there. Must be materials inside. I hurriedly pressed the door with furniture, my palms covered in sweat. The sound of the impact outside the door is getting louder and louder. I could even hear the sound of wood cracking. At the critical moment, Brother Chen on the 6th floor spoke. Stop! Me. Whoever makes trouble again, I will throw it down. Brother Chen is a veteran, and usually doesn't like to talk, but it has a high prestige in the community. As soon as he spoke, the outside gradually settled down. Now is not the time for internal evidence. Brother Chen's voice was calm, and he went back to his own home. Or stay honest in the corridor. Whoever dares to rob, I will not agree first. The crowd dispersed, but I knew that it was only temporary. When you are really hungry, you can't do anything. In the evening, I nibble on compressed cookies, swallow the mineral water. This thing is terribly unpalatable, but now it is a lifesaver. The rain outside the window is still falling. The water level has completely flooded the third floor. The whole building became an island except for the sound of rain and water. No more sounds of the city can be heard. No cars, no voices. There was no music, not even bird songs. This city of 8 million people, it seems to have died overnight. I lit a cigarette, and it was the last pack. In the smoke I remembered many things. I thought of my ex-wife, and I don't know how she is now. She moved south when she divorced. It should be fine over there. I think of my parents in my hometown who are in the countryside. The terrain is high and should be safe. I remembered the goods in the warehouse. Those waterproof materials are probably now soaked in water. It became the biggest irony. Dong dong dong. Someone knocked on the door again, this time very lightly. Xiao Chen, it's me. It's Brother Chen. I opened the door and Brother Chen's face was solemn. I will discuss something with you. Brother Chen, you say. There are only 4 families on the 6th floor and we have to unite. He lowered his voice, and the gang downstairs couldn't hold on any longer. I was so hungry that I could do everything. I nodded. You're right. Lao Li's family and I both have grain storage. It's no problem to stick to it for a week. It's Xiao Liu, a young man who has no experience. I guess I didn't prepare anything. Brother Chen looked at me. How is the situation in your county? I thought for a while it's okay. Save a little bit to hold on. That's good. Brother Chen patted me on the shoulder. Remember, don't show your wealth. At this time, what you eat is the original sin. After Brother Chen left, my heart became heavier. Outside the window, night falls. The city without lights is dark. Only the surface of the water occasionally reflects an eerie light. The rain is still falling. I lay in bed listening to the sound of rain. Listen to the sound of water. Listen to the cries and curses in the corridor. The first day was so difficult. What about the future? If this rain falls for a few more days, the water level will continue to rise. The 6th floor can't be saved. At that time, will you go to the roof and wait for death, or? I dare not think about it again. In the early morning, there was a fight downstairs. That's my water. That's what I saw first. Don't fight, everything is scattered. Then came the woman's scream. Sound of things breaking, and the crying of children. The cloak of civilization. In the face of survival, it is as fragile as a layer of paper. I rolled over and covered my ears with a pillow. But what I can't stop is the deeper and deeper fear in my heart. The water is rising, and the rain is falling. And we are all trapped on this isolated island that is about to sink. Early morning on the 3rd day, I was woken up by the murmur in the corridor. Push open a door crack and look out. The corridor was already crowded with people. All residents on the 3rd floor moved up. Rolls, pots, and pans are everywhere. The air was filled with the smell of sweat and smoke. There is also an indescribable smell of corruption. The water is on the 4th floor. Someone shouted. The news was like a bomb. It instantly detonated the panic of the crowd. The 4th floor is flooded. So what do we do? Run to the rooftop. Can people live on the roof? This rain is falling all at once. I closed the door and my heart sank. At this rate, the water level rises by 1 layer every day. It will flood me on the 6th day. I have to find a way. I started rummaging through the house. Find everything that works. All Pauline's plastic buckets, ropes, tape. There are also tools. I have been in the building materials business for many years. There are a lot of leftovers piled up at home. Now, they are all babies. I was busy when there was a knock on the door. Xiao Chen opened the door and discussed something. It's Brother Chen. I opened the door, and Brother Chen was followed by Lao Li and Xiao Liu. Xiao Liu is a programmer and rarely appears. At this moment his face was sallow, obviously hungry. Come in and then say. 4 people sat around Cajun and the atmosphere was a little solemn. Brother Chen spoke first. You have all seen the situation. You must find a way to save yourself. What can be done? Lao Li smiled bitterly. The water rose so fast. I don't know when the rescue will come. That's why you have to save yourself. Brother Chen looked at us. I have a suggestion. Let's cooperate. How to cooperate? First, material sharing. How much inventory each company has, everyone knows in their hearts. Sharing is not confiscating, but uniform distribution. Guarantee that everyone will survive. Xiao Liu's face changed. I don't have much in stock. I know. Brother Chen looked at him, so he needed to cooperate even more. You are young, have good physical strength, and can take on more labor. Second, Brother Chen continues, we have to prepare for the way back. In case the water really floods the 6th floor, there must be a place to go. Rooftop. Lao Li asked. It's not just the rooftop. Brother Chen looked at me. Xiao Chen is a building material. There must be a way. Everyone looked at me. I thought for a while. I have an idea. I have a top and some materials at home. A temporary shelter can be built on the roof, but these alone are not enough. You also need wood and ropes. It is better to also have buoyancy materials. Buoyancy material. Foam boxes, plastic bottles, tires. Anything that floats. I explained just in case. I mean just in case the roof can't be saved. At least you can make a raft. Everyone was silent. Being a bamboo shoot means drifting in the flood. Those few are just dead. I don't want to go that far first. Brother Chen broke the silence, and the top priority was to collect materials. Fortify defenses. Lao Li, go to the corridor and take a look. Collect whatever you can use. Xiao Liu, you and Xiao Chen go to each house and knock on the door. See who is willing to cooperate. Will those people will? Xiao Liu, doubt it. If you don't want to, you have to be willing. Brother Chen's eyes were sharp, and he had to be trapped if he wanted to live. Xiao Liu and I went out. The scene in the corridor was worse than in the morning. Someone was cooking on a fire in the corner. The thick smoke choked people's eyes. Someone is fighting for territory. Fight for a place where you can lie down. This big brother, I knocked on the door of 601. A few of our neighbors on the 6th floor discussed. Get lost. The door slammed shut. After eating xiangmen several times in a row, Xiao Liu was deflated. It's useless when disaster comes, they fly separately. Try again. We came to 603, where a young couple lived. The man is a fitness coach, and the woman is a nurse. We want to organize self-help you. The man looked at us vigilantly. What self-help? I told the plan again. Couple looked at each other, and the woman said, we can join, but with one condition. What conditions? Material sharing is possible, but it must be distributed fairly. Also, I'm a nurse. If someone gets sick or hurt, I can help. But everyone has to find medical supplies together. No problem. In this way, our self-help team has 6 people. In the afternoon we got to action. Lao Li collected a lot of useful things in the corridor. A couple of foam boxes, a bundle of nylon rope, a few wooden boards. Some are discarded by others, some are borrowed. A family on the 4th floor ran away, and the door was open. Lao Li lowered his voice. Find 2 boxes of instant noodles and some tools. He didn't ask what it meant to run away. At such times, morality's a luxury. Brother Chen is responsible for planning the construction of the rooftop shelter. He was an engineer and had a lot of experience in this area. There is a water tank room on the roof. Can be converted into a shelter, surrounded with a tarp. A sloping roof is built on top. Rainwater can flow downstream. Can rainwater be collected? Nosushome asked. Okay, I answered. I have plastic pipes and water storage buckets. A simple rainwater harvesting system can be made. That's great. What is most lacking now is dry marsh water. Someone in the corridor has already started to have diarrhea. Fitness coach. Kiang is strong and responsible for carrying materials. Don't look at his ferocious iron lifting in the gym. It's really hard to work. It's more tiring than lifting iron. He complained while wiping his sweat. In the evening, I have built a simple frame on the roof. Although it is simple, it can at least shelter from the wind and rain. Continue tomorrow. Brother Chen said everyone goes back to rest tonight. Leave someone to keep vigil in the corridor. Vigil. Xiao Liu was puzzled. To prevent someone from stealing ore. Worst situation. At night, the rain was slightly lighter. I lay on the window to observe the situation outside. The water level has completely flooded the 4th floor. It is approaching the 5th floor. There are various debris floating on the water. Plastic bags, furniture, fragments, and something I don't want to look closely at. The situation is even worse on the opposite floor. There were a few windows wide open and the inside was black. I don't know if the residents fled or... Suddenly I saw a creepy scene. In a window on the 5th floor of the opposite building, a figure was shaking. He seemed to be looking out, but his movements were stiff, not very much like a living person. I took out a flashlight and shone it over. The figure immediately shrank back. Is it a survivor? Or am I dazzled? Just thinking. A fierce noise suddenly broke out in the corridor. This is my place. Fought. I came first. Don't argue. If you make any more noise, I'll throw you all down. The quarrel escalated into a fight. Sound of things breaking, the sound of fists crashing. The woman's screams mixed together. I'm hesitating to go out and take a look. Brother Chen's voice sounded. Stop me. The fighting stopped, but the cursing continued. Each takes a step back and the place is redistributed. Brother Chen's voice was very majestic, who was not convinced. You can go downstairs now. The 4th floor is still empty. No one dared to go down to the 4th floor. There is already water there. The corridor gradually became quiet, but everyone knew this calm did not last long. In the early hours of the morning, I was woken up by a strange sound, gurgling like the sound of boiling water. I got up and listened. The sound came from the bathroom. When I opened the door, the toilet was bubbling out. It is not clean water, but black and brown sewage. It smells bad. The sewer was completely clogged and began to pour back. I quickly blocked the toilet with a towel, also sealed with tape. Sewage still gushes out from floor drains and sink drains. The entire bathroom was quickly flooded with sewage. The stench filled the sky. I could only close the bathroom door. Seal all the door seams with tape, but this is just a symptom and not a root cause. Sewage will overflow sooner or later. What's worse is that there is no bathroom. How to solve physiological problems in the future. After dawn, I found that it was not just my home. The sewers of the entire building collapsed. Corridor smells like a stench. Someone started solving the problem with plastic bags. Then throw it out the window. Civilization decent. In the face of survival, these words are ridiculously pale. Can't wait any longer. Brother Chen called us for a meeting and we must speed up the progress. Build a shelter on the roof. But the materials are not enough. Lao Li frowned. Then go find it. Brother Chen looked out the window, and the water level was still rising. But the growth rate has slowed down. Why, you can still act now. How much can you collect? Where to find? Brother Chen pointed to the opposite building and said there. Everyone was silent. Go to the opposite building. It means crossing more than 20 meters of floodwater. In the flow of Ruiji, this is tantamount to suicide. I'll go. Qiang stood up. I have good water. I'll go too. I say, it's not that I'm brave, it's that I know. There is a building material store on the opposite floor. If you are lucky, you can find a lot of useful things. It's too dangerous, Xiao Mei said worriedly. It's even more dangerous if you don't go. Brother Chen said. Xiao Chen, do you have a rope? Yes, nylon rope, very strong. That's it. Tomorrow morning, take advantage of the light rain. That night I tossed and turned and couldn't sleep. Tomorrow's action is a life or death. If you don't go, the result of sitting still is even more terrible. Outside the window, the rain is still falling. The city is slowly dying, and we still dying and choosing a tattoo. In the early morning of the 4th day, the rain finally dried up a little. Qiang and I stood at the window on the 5th floor. Look at the murky flood below. The water flowed rapidly, whizzing past with all kinds of debris. A refrigerator spinning in the water slammed into the building. It was torn to pieces in an instant. Are you still going? Kwang swallowed. Go. I tied the rope around my waist 3 times. You pull it here. I'll go find a way first. In fact, my legs are all expected. The arrow was on the string and it had to be fired. Brother Chen patted me on the shoulder. If you can't do it, come back. Life is more important than anything else. I know. Take a deep breath. Climbed out of the window. The flood was so icy that it soaked his clothes in an instant. I gritted my teeth and swam hard to the opposite side. The water is stronger than expected. Just 2 meters out of the swim, a wave hit, then pressed me into the water. Turbid sewage poured into the nose and mouth. The smell. I almost threw it up on the spot. Hold on, Kwang shouted from behind. I clung to the rope. Swim forward with a force of power. At a distance of 20 meters, it is easy to get in the pool. Now it's like crossing the Yangtze River. A wooden board flew past my head. If it hits hard, you have to faint on the spot. Finally, I grabbed the security window on the opposite building. It's done. I turned around and shouted. Kwang waved excitedly, then attached the rope to the window frame. With a rope as a guide, it is much easier later. I climbed into the 5th floor, and it was a mess. The furniture was crooked and the ground was full of silt. The house is empty. Residents did not know when they ran away. Or you can't run anymore. I didn't dare to think too much and ran downstairs. The building materials store on the 4th floor was soaked in water, and the roller shutter doors were wide open. I dived down and explored. I found a few bundles of wire, a box of expansion screws, and some waterproof materials. The biggest catch is a bundle of foam boards. It can be used as a float. I tied things together and dragged them back to the 5th floor with difficulty. Qiang's side is already in a hurry. See me come back safely. Take a long breath. Come back quickly. There's a situation. I swam back along the rope and just climbed into the window. Then I heard a murmur from upstairs. Robbery. Someone on the 6th floor hid supplies. Smash the door. Smash it open. Kwang and I looked at each other. Drop your stuff and run upstairs. The 6th floor has become a mess. More than a dozen people gathered at the entrance of 603, and some people push the door with their feet. Someone picks the lock with a stick. Don't come in. Qiang's wife, Xiao Mei, cried inside. Please, open the door, otherwise, smash it. Atsi. Why do you have food? We are hungry. Brother Chen and Lao Li tried to stop it but were outnumbered. Stop it. I rushed up. It's none of your business. Get out of here. A man with a fleshy face turned his head. That's my friend's house. Friends? The man sneered. Do you still have friends? Everyone who has food is a friend. The crowd responded right. There is food to share. Why can they hide it? Smash it open. Are they all neighbors? Can't you save them when they see death? Ironically, I also heard this 2 days ago. It was someone else who said it to me at the time. Qiang squeezed through the crowd and escorted him in front of the door. Whoever dares to touch my wife, who will I fight with her? The man took out a fruit knife and desperately fought desperately. Come on. The scene instantly drew the sword. At this moment, a voice sounded. What is it? The crowd separated and Brother Liu on the 4th floor walked up. I know this person who opened a scrap purchase station. Usually looks kind, but in fact he is ruthless. Brother Liu, they hide the materials and don't share them with everyone. The man immediately complained. Brother Liu looked at us, then looked at the door like this. Everyone is a neighbor and makes money in harmony. Take out half of the things and keep the rest. Why? Qiang was angry. By this, 4 or 5 strong men walked out behind Brother Liu, holding guys in their hands. It seems that he has been prepared. Brother Chen took a step forward. Boss Liu, leave a line of life. Brother Chen, I respect you as a man. The Liu smiled and didn't smile, but what is the situation now? You know better than me. I'd have split in half or. He didn't finish, but the threat was self-evident. Xiao Mei cried inside. Give them it, Kong. Give it to them. Qiang gritted his teeth and clenched his fists. Open the door. I patted him on the shoulder, leaving the green mountains there. The door opened and Brother Liu's people rushed in. Turned the cabinet upside down. Find 2 boxes of instant noodles, a bag of rice, and a few bottles of water. That's it. The man was dissatisfied. It's really gone. Xiao Mei cried. Search. They searched again. I really didn't find anything more. Halfway, Brother Liu waved his hand. His subordinates immediately removed a box of instant noodles and half a bag of rice. Before leaving, he gave me a meaningful look. Xiao Shen, right. I heard that you have a lot of goods there. My heart sank. It's a big problem. After Brother Liu left, the crowd also dispersed. But everyone knows that this is just the beginning. I'm sorry. Xiao Mei sobbed. I was careless. Cooking noodles at the window was seen. I don't blame you. Brother Chen, comforted sooner or later. The six of us gathered together in a solemn atmosphere. What to do? Lao Li asked Brother Liu's gang was obviously organized. We must fight back. Ah Qiang gritted his teeth. Don't be impulsive. Brother Chen stopped him and we suffered a loss. I have to think of another way. What way? Brother Chen looked at me. Xiao Chen, what did you just bring back from the opposite side? Some building materials as well as foam boards. Is it enough to be a bamboo shoot? Everyone was stunned. Brother Chen, you mean? Prepare for the worst. Brother Chen's expression was serious, and Brother Liu wouldn't just forget it. Others will follow suit when they taste the sweetness. Instead of sitting and waiting for death, it is better to... Where to go? Xiao Liu asked. Brother Chen pointed out the window, and I observed. There is a high ground, 2 kilometers to the north. It is the former site of the city government. The terrain is high, so it should not be flooded. 2 kilometers. Drifting 2 kilometers in the flood. The plan is desperately crazy. Prepare first. Brother Chen made a decision. It would be best not to leave. It's really not good. That night we secretly started preparing. I was in charge of designing the bamboo shoot structure. Use foam board as the bottom and empty mining table water bottles increase buoyancy. Wooden boards are used for frames and ropes to tie together. Theoretically, it can carry 3 or 4 people. Ah Qiang and Lao Li are responsible for collecting materials. Taking advantage of the night, they sneaked into several fleeing homes. Quite a few plastic bottles and wood were found, and Xiao Mei tore the sheets at home into strips of cloth. It can be used as a rope. Although Xiao Liu is not physically strong, his brain is good. Help me calculate the weight capacity and balance. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the first raft was completed. It's very simple, but it can float. Make 2 more. Fenga said that there is no need to be prepared. It was almost dawn. There was a sudden cry of repair in the corridor. Let's rush out and see. I saw a person lying at the staircase on the 2nd floor. There was a knife stuck in his stomach and blood flowed all over the floor. What's going on? Grab the food. The man said intermittently. The 3rd floor. Someone hidden. Before he finished speaking, he choked his breath. There was a dead silence in the corridor. Everyone is aware. Things are completely out of control. For the sake of a bite, people began to hurt people. Go back. Brother Liu's voice came from downstairs. Who dares to hide materials privately? This is the end. I was chilled. Not because of the dead, but because I suddenly understood. Why did Brother Liu do this? He was establishing power. Control everyone through fear. Turn the whole building into his kingdom. And those of us who have the supplies. It is the object of his purification. I have to go tonight. Back in the house, Brother Chen whispered. It's too late if it's too late. Everyone nodded. Instead of waiting to be slaughtered, it is better to let go and give it a try. Outside the window, the rain started to get heavier again. The water level is approaching the 5th floor. The whole city was almost engulfed, and human nature has long since sunk. On the 5th day, the situation took a sharp turn. When I woke up in the morning, I smelled a foul smell. Not ordinary smell. It's the rotten, disgusting stench. Push open the door. The scene in the corridor made me gasp. Garbage and excrement are everywhere. There is no sewer. People can only solve it with plastic bags. Then throw it into the corridor. Fleas fly wildly. Insects wriggle in the filth. Worse, someone got sick. Crash. There was a vomiting sound from the 3rd floor, followed by a weak moan. I went down with my nose down. I saw a middle-aged man curled up in the corner of the stairs. His face was sallow, and he kept spitting out yellow water. On the ground next to him there was a foul-smelling excrement. Big brother, what's wrong with you? He raised his head weakly. Water. Give me water. I hesitated for a moment and went back to get him a bottle of water. He took the water and poured it violently. Just 2 sips and spit it out again. It must have drunk dirty water. Someone next to him said that yesterday he saw him cooking noodles with rainwater. It doesn't boil either. Deserve it. The other person roared. What time is it? I don't know how to be careful. No one helped him, and he was afraid of contagion. I also hurriedly left. In this environment, once you get sick, you will be sentenced to death. Back on the 6th floor, Brother Chen was distributing medicines to everyone. I have norfloxacin to treat diarrhea. He took out a plate of medicine and saved some use, 2 pills per person. I have cold medicine and fever medicine. Xiaomei Azo contributed. Put them all away. Brother Chen told him not to let others see it otherwise. Before the words fell, there was a knock on the door outside. Open the door of the neighborhood committee. At this time, there is still a neighborhood committee. Brother Chen motioned for us to hide the medicine and then go open the door. Brother Liu was standing outside the door. Next to him was a thin man wearing a red armband worn. Brother Chen, this is our newly established self-help committee. Brother Liu smiled and said, I am the director, responsible for the unified management of material distribution. Self-proclaimed director. Something? Brother Chen asked coldly. Someone in the building is sick and in dire need of medicine. The thin man said that everyone who has medicine must contribute. Unified distribution. We are Mer. As soon as Brother Liu waved his hand, several people were about to break in. Brother Chen blocked the door. Boss Liu. Too much, right? But Brother Liu sneered. The building was almost turned into a mall. No matter how much you control it, everyone will die. Those who know each other will cooperate otherwise. At the time of the stalemate, there was a sudden commotion downstairs. Dead. The third floor is dead. Brother Liu's face changed, and he didn't care about the search. Don't take people downstairs. Let's follow along. I saw that the patient had just died. The body of P still maintains a curled-up position. His eyes widened. Throw it out. Someone shouted. Where to throw? Throw it out the window. The county is also too. Don't throw it away and keep it for the new year. Waiting for contagion. During the quarrel, Brother Liu spoke and carried him to the roof. Rooftop. Yes, the roof is ventilated and will not be contagious. He looked around and saw who would get sick in the future. All are sent to the roof for isolation. Soon as these words came out, the crowd exploded. Isn't that waiting for the death penalty? There is nothing on the roof. How can the patient live? If you don't go to the roof, will you stay in the corridor? Brother Liu stared, wanting to die together. No one dared to refute. Two strong men lifted the body and walked to the roof of the building passing by. I saw that the fingernails of the deceased were black. Homage still remains at the corner of the mouth. This is just the beginning. In the afternoon, 3 more people developed symptoms. Vomiting, diarrhea, fever. Typical acute gastroenteritis. It's all about water. Xiaomei was worried, and the rain looked at Ganzei. In fact, mixed with flooding, it is all bacteria. So what to do? Lao Li asked. It must be brought to a boil, preferably filtered again. Xiaomei said I saw someone catching rainwater. Some people wash their wounds with rainwater, which is all looking for death. But do you know that it looks like acne? No fuel, no dry containers. Many people can only bite the bullet and drink raw water. In the evening, the number of patients increased to 7. Brother Liu organized people to carry them all to the roof. Some people resisted and were directly knocked unconscious and dragged away. Please, I can still hold on. A woman cried and begged. For everyone's safety, it must be quarantined. Brother Liu said coldly, I don't want to die when the woman is dragged away. Help me. No one dared to make a sound. Everyone knows what it means to go up to the roof. No shelter, no care, waiting to die in the rainstorm. Brrr. Qian gritted his teeth. Shh. Brother Chen, stop him. Don't cause trouble. Leave tonight. After nightfall, there was a moaning sound from the roof. The rain crackled on the iron sheet, occasionally mixed with faint cries for help. Help me. Who will save me? It's so cold. Mom, I want to go home. Those voices drifted in the corridor like ghosts. It makes people's scalps tingle. In the second half of the night, the voice gradually disappeared. I don't know if I fell asleep or can't wait any longer. Brother Chen summoned us and must leave now. But it was still raining outside. Xiao Liu was worried. Can't wait. Brother Chen pointed downstairs. Didn't you notice? The sick are all old, weak, and have no food. Why? Everyone looks beautiful because they had nothing to eat. They could only drink raw water. Rummaging through the garbage, Brother Chen lowered his voice, and we had food in store. It can still hold on for the time being. Brother Liu will not let us go. Qian clenched his fists. He dare. What did he dare not do? Brother Chen sneered and forced us to get sick. Zended to the roof. Justify. When the time comes, all supplies. Needless to say, everyone understands. Pack up your things and bring everything you can. Brother Chen is down today. Shaoxi put it down first, and people go down again. Movements should be fast and light. We set it into action. Shinoko was hung from the window with a rope. Splashed a lot. Fortunately, the sound of rain was very loud, covering up the movement. The woman left first. Brother Chen said, Xiaomei is holding a backpack. Inside are medicines and a little food. She was pale but bravely climbed out of the window. Qian answered below. The two got on the first raft. Raft wobbles in the current. It's shocking to watch. But the thought is stable. Next, at this moment, footsteps came from outside the door. Someone, Xiao Liu said nervously. I listened close to the door, and there were at least 3 or 4 people outside. It is this family, and I see them ghostly during the day. It's Brother Liu's person. Pry the door. Wait, listen to the movement. We don't dare to breathe. Brother Chen made a gesture. Let Lao Li and Xiao Liu continue it. He picked up an iron rod and prepared to fight. It seems that no one is there. Pry it open and take a look. With a click, it was the sound of a lock pick. Brother Chen suddenly opened the door. The iron rod hit the head of the man in front directly. Yes, the man screamed and fell. Come on. Brother Chen blocked the door. Go down. I grabbed my backpack and jumped out of the window. The icy flood instantly surrounded me. After choking on several mouthfuls of water floated. Lao Li pulled me onto the bamboo. Xiao Liu was already on another raft. Where is Brother Chen? I'm here. Brother Chen jumped out of the window, his arms covered in blood. Quick. They are chasing. Brother Liu's people were lying on the window holding flashlights and taking random photos. Run away. They ran away. Tell Brother Liu quickly. We paddled desperately. Xiaozi was swaying in the rapids. Wave came and almost overturned the bamboo chute. Steady. Get Down, Brother Chen shouted. The rain hit his face and hurt and he couldn't see anything clearly. I can only row forward by feeling. I don't know how long it has been drifting. Xiaozi hit something. There was a swelling sound. It's a building. We hit the building. By the light of lightning, I saw that it was an office building. The water only flooded to the second floor, which should be safe. Go up. We struggled to climb into the window on the second floor. Collapsed on the ground and gasped. Survived. Temporarily. Are you okay? Brother Chen checked everyone's situation. I seem to have a fever. Xiao Liu said weakly, by the light of a flashlight. We see him flushed, sweat on the forehead. Finished. In this environment, fever is basically waiting for dryness. Medicine. Xiaomei hurriedly rummaged through her backpack and took fever-reducing medicine. Anti-inflammatory drugs all taken. Xiao Liu trembled and swallowed the pill. Everyone was silent. Escaped from hell on earth. But it can't escape the clutches of disease. Outside the window, the rain is still falling. The city is already sick and it's just a lingering breath. On the 6th day, Xiao Liu's fever subsided. But people are so weak that they can't stand steadily. We found a conference room in this abandoned office building and settled down. There was some tattered office furniture in the room. At least it can protect from wind and rain. The water is running out. Lao Li checked the supplies and ate only enough for 2 days. The rain outside was much lighter, but the flood was still gushing. Look out of the window. The whole city is bathed in a tawny ocean. You have to go out to find supplies. Brother Chen said, where to find? A Qing asked. Brother Chen pointed to the distance. There was a shopping mall over there. The building is high, and the upper floor should not be flooded. The mall is about 500 meters from us, but in the floodwaters, these 500 meters are tantamount to dry natural moats. Xiaozi can't do it. I checked, and the foam board was loose. The rope is also about to break, then swim over. Brother Chen said that he left 2 people to take care of Xiao Liu. The others followed me. In the end, Xiaomei and Lao Li stayed. Brother Chen and Qiang and I set off. The water temperature was very low, and it didn't take long for the water to start firing. What's even worse is the floating objects in the water. Plastic bags wrapped around the legs. The plank hits the head. There were also some soft things touching the body. I don't dare to think about what it is. Halfway through the swim, Kong suddenly screamed. What's going on? Something is biting me. He fluttered desperately. A dark shadow flashed underwater. Brother Chen shouted Swim quickly. A big dog chooses a dog in the water. Hungry and crazy to see what you bite. Qiang was bitten in the calf and blood flowed. We desperately swam to the mall. Climb inside through the broken glass door. The first floor of the mall was completely flooded. The escalator is soaked in water. We climbed up against the wall. The sight on the second floor is shocking. There are people everywhere. Refugees, to be precise. Men and women, old and young, crowded together. The air was filled with the smell of sweat, urine, and rot. See us in. Dozens of pairs of eyes stared at each other. New? A bald man came over. Green dragon is tattooed on his arm. Pass by and find something to eat, Brother Chen said. The bald head looked us up and down. Do you know the rules here? What rules? Newcomers must pay protection fees. The bald head stretched out his hand and ate it. Use it what to pay. Otherwise, 7 or 8 strong men stood up behind him, holding guys in their hands. This is the set again. Brother Chen was about to speak, but Qiang couldn't help it first. Fuck the protection fee. A punch was thrown out and the bald head couldn't dodge. Was beaten up. Thousands of them. Scene was instantly chaotic. Kwang was originally practicing fitness. Initiate a ruthless 3 or 2 downs and knock down 2. The other party had a lot of people and quickly gained the upper hand. Stay. A Chenyan voice sounded. The crowd parted and walked out of a man in his 50s. The face of the national character is extraordinary. Boss Wang. The bald head immediately became respectful. Boss Wang looked at us new friends. Don't be surprised. In extraordinary times it is not easy for everyone. He glared at his bald head, and he didn't say. The bald head reluctantly muttered, sorry. Talking upstairs, Boss Wang made a gesture of invitation. We followed him up to the 3rd floor. This is obviously a high-end area with fewer people, and a bit drier. Sit. Boss Wang pointed to the sofa. My name is Wang Jiangguo. I used to open a supermarket here. Where did you come from? Brother Chen briefly talked about the situation. Wang Jiangguo nodded. Boss Liu knows. Ruthless. It's not easy for you to escape. Boss Wang controls them all. There is no talk of control. Wang Jiangguo smiled bitterly. But everyone elected me as a steward. There are more than 300 people here, and eating and drinking are all problems. What about the supplies? The supermarket is on the 4th floor, and there is still some inventory. But more than 300 mouths can't last a few days. He looked out the window if the rain didn't stop. Rescue will not come again. Needless to say, everyone understands. You can stay. Wang Jiangguo said, but we must abide by the rules and participate in labor. What labor? Gather supplies, maintain order, and he paused and disposed of the body. Corpse. Only then did I notice that there were many people in the mall. But There are very few old people and children, those who died of illness, those who starved to death, those who were beaten to death. Wang Jiangguo's voice was low every day. If not dealt with in time, there will be plague. How to deal with it? Wang Jiangguo pointed out the window and threw it down. Simple, crude, but effective. We need medicines. Brother Chen said that a brother was injured. Medicines are hard currency. Wang Jiangguo shook his head. Unless what? There was a pharmacy on the 4th floor, but it was occupied by another group. Wang Jiangguo lowered his voice and took the lead in calling Scar. More than 20 people under his command are all outlaws. It's a turf dispute again. They don't listen to you. No one listens to whom here? Wang Jiangguo smiled bitterly. Just a temporary balance. They occupy pharmacies, we control supermarkets. Well, water does not invade the river. Can you talk? Talk. Wang Jiangguo sneered. Yesterday, someone exchanged a Rolex for 10 antibiotics. What can you exchange? Well, good. I was in a hurry to escape, except for a little food. I didn't bring anything of value. There's a way. Wang Jiangguo looked at us and helped me do something. I'll give you medicine. What's up? There's a jewelry store on the 5th floor. The contents can be exchanged for a lot of materials. But there. He wanted to speak, but he stopped. What's going on there? Haunted. Person next to him interjected and went to several groups of people. None of them came back. What the heck? Brother Chen frowned. I don't know. Wang Jiangguo said that some people said they heard strange sounds. Some say they see a black shadow. Anyway, I went and didn't come back. Superstition. But in this environment, people would rather believe in it. Let's go and see. Brother Shen said. Seriously. Wang Jiangguo's eyes lit up. Prepare the medicine first. We checked the equipment and each took an iron rod. I also found a flashlight. The 5th floor is very safe. Quiet and weird. There are shops on both sides of the corridor. The door was wide open. It was a mess inside. It seems to have been looted. The jewelry store is in the innermost part. The glass door is intact. Odd, Wang said. Other stores were smashed. Why this stock business? Strange indeed. I pushed the door and locked it. Pry open, Brother Chen, and say, Quan pried it a few times with an iron rod. The door lock opened in response. A foul smell came to my face. The flashlight shines in. I saw several shady bodies lying on the ground. It seems that he has been dead for some days. It's all rotten. This is the one who didn't come back. How to dine? I set it down for inspection. There was no visible trauma on the shirt. Poisoning. Brother Chen pointed to the corner. I saw a gas tank in the corner. The valve is on. Someone did it on purpose. I understand. Bring people in. Then the poison gas is released. Who is so immoral? The words just fell. The sound of the door slamming behind me. Let's turn back. I saw a thin figure standing at the door. It's a woman. In her 30s, she wears the uniform of a salesperson in a shopping mall. You are also here to grab things. Wait, damn it. She suddenly screamed, holding a lighter in his hand. Damn gas! She was going to light the gas. Don't be impulsive. Brother Chen approaches slowly. Don't come over to the hysteria of women. This is my shop, mine. It turned out to be the owner. We are not robbers. I tried to explain. Liars are liars, she cried. My husband went to find something to eat. Was killed by them. My daughter starved to death. It's all you. It's all your fault. Crazy to death. The husband and daughter are already crazy. Calm down, we can help you. Help me. The woman smiled surlily. It's too late. Let's all die together. Pressed the lighter. Li down and Chen Gifai pounced. Snatched the lighter. The woman screamed and bit biting. He was forced to stay by. Kian. Why? Don't let me die. Why did he go limp? He hugged his head and cried. We turn off the gas can. Open windows for ventilation. What to do? Kiang has to take it down first, Brother Chen said. We carried the woman downstairs. She didn't resist anymore, just kept crying. Wang Jiangguo saw that we had come back safely. I was shocked that there was a ghost. It's not that I told you about the situation. Wang Jiangguo sighed. Another ketchup person. This world drives people crazy. What about the promised medicine? Here he took out a small bottle of antibiotics. Save us to thank you and leave. Back on the 2nd floor, the woman was placed in a corner. Someone gave him a little water and food, but he didn't want anything. Just sit dumbfounded. There are many people like this. An uncle next to him said, loss of loved ones, nervous breakdown. Crazy, he made a gesture to wipe his neck. In the evening, we take turns keeping vigil. In the early morning, the woman suddenly stood up. Go to the window. Don't think about stopping it. It was too late. And she jumped down, disappear into the dark flood. Not even a splash. I stood by the window. I can't tell the feeling in my heart. This is the end. Not drowning in water. Not starving to death. Instead, he was killed in despair. 2 more bodies were thrown downstairs at dawn. One is an old man who starved to death. One is a child who died of illness. The living are numb. It can't go on like this. Brother Chen said that he must find a way to save himself. How to save yourself? Lao Li said desperately. The water is so big. Where to run shipbuilding? said suddenly. Everyone looked at me. There are many materials in the mall. We can build a big ship. The more I talked, the more excited I became. Plastic buckets are used as floating buckets. Wooden planks for the hull. If it's strong enough, it can carry dozens of people. Where to drive the highlands to the north? Or just go down the river? Neon can find a place that is not flooded. Hope is hope, even if it is small. Qian was the first to respond. I agree. Xiaomei said that reading is better than dying like this. Brother Chen nodded and did it. But do it in secret. Can't let too many people know. Why? Just look at the desperate eyes around you. Once it was known that there was a boat, they will fight desperately. No one can leave then. Humanity is in front of survival. Human nature is the least valuable thing. Day 7. The shipbuilding program was carried out in secret. We found a fake warehouse. Start gathering materials. Plastic bucket, foam box, wooden board, rope. Move everything you can use. This is not good. I draw drawings. Not enough buoyancy. The load is too small. So what to do? What reminds me of something? Does the mall have an inflatable swimming pool? It seems to be available at a sporting goods store. Xiaomei said, great. Plastic bucket is tied around the base of the inflatable boat. Increases buoyancy. Wooden planks are placed on top. Theoretically, it can carry 20 people. Everyone is full of energy. Saying hope and despair, no matter how slim it is, it's also worth fighting for. But paper can't hold the fire. In the afternoon, Wang Jianguo came to find it. I heard that you are building ships. Brother Chen was silent. Don't be nervous, Wang Jianguo smiled. I'm not here to stop it. Instead, I want to join the group. You have more than 300 people. I can't save it, he said bitterly. But I have to give some people a chance. You need manpower. I have someone to collaborate with. How? Brother Chen thought for a moment. The boat can carry up to 30 people. Enough, Wang Jianguo said. I lined up some strong ones. Old, weak, sick, and disabled. It didn't finish, but the meaning is very clear. Cruel choice. With manpower, the progress is much faster. But trouble also came. Why can they get on board? We're going to. Unfair news leaked. The crowd was excited. Jiang Guo stood on the steps. The boat is small and there are many people. It is impossible to go everything. Willing to stay. I guarantee priority supply of materials. Fart supplies can be eaten for a few days. That is, everyone wants to live. The scene became more and more chaotic. Suddenly a brick flew out of the crowd. In the middle of Wang Jiangguo's forehead, blood flowed like a stream. Sandman is completely in chaos. People began to grab supplies. Smash the store. Someone took advantage of the chaos to retaliate. There are people in muddy waters who model fish. Brother Chen, the protection ship, shouted. We rushed to the warehouse, but it was too late. A group of people were dismantling the ship, snatching forest materials. Stop. And no one pays attention. Qian rushed up. Go grab the iron rod and smash the opponent. Most people immediately fought back. I don't know who overturned the oil drum in the melee. The fire spread rapidly. Dry wood, plastic foam, all flammables. Smoke billowed. It choked people's eyes and couldn't open their eyes. Fast runners scattered and fled. The screams of trampling and pushing came one after another. I pulled Xiaomei and ran out. The fire behind him was sky high. Finally escaped to the second floor. Only then did I find that there were fewer people. Xiao Liu is bad. He was still on the third floor. Xiao Liu was weak to begin with. It can't run fast at all. I rushed back to the fire. I can't see anything clearly in the smoke. Xiao Liu. I'm looking for a voice here. I found him. He fell at the entrance of the stairs, half dead, already choked by smoke. I picked him up and ran. Flames roared behind him. Finally he rushed out of the fire. Both became black. Thank you, Xiao Liu said weakly. The fire is getting bigger and bigger. The entire mall became a torch. People huddled on the second floor. Between two fires, there was fire upstairs. Downstairs is water. Jump! Someone shouted desperately. Jumping down is also death. Burn or drown. Pick one. Crazy, all crazy. Someone started jumping off the building. One or two are like dumplings. You can't jump, you can hold the person who wants to jump. The water flows too fast. Jump down and die. So what to do? Waiting to be burned to death. The smoke grew louder and louder. Someone has already collapsed. On the roof of the building, I suddenly thought that there was a water tank on the roof. You can temporarily avoid a glimmer of life. Everyone flocked to the stairs to push and trample on them. There was another scream. We support each other. Difficult upward. The stairwell is full of smoke. Every step is like hell. Finally, he went to the top of the building. More than 100 people crowded on a small rooftop. The fire was raging below. Thick smoke rushed straight into the clouds and snow. It's over. It's completely over. Lao Li sat paralyzed on the ground. The ship is gone. The supplies are gone. There was no place to live. Sooner or later, you will die. It's better to be happy. A man stands on the edge of the rooftop. He turned around and smiled miserably. This fucking world. What's the point of being alive? Lip, like open. People jumped down one after another. Enough, Brother Chen roared. Calm me down. A woman is hysterical. My child starved to death. The husband died of illness. Now it's going to be burned. You calm me down. She jumped too. Despair is contagious like a plague. Living needs a reason. Death is not needed. Look at what that is. Xiaomei suddenly pointed into the distance. The sound of a motor was faintly heard in the black smoke. It's a boat with a boat. An assault boat appeared in the field of view. Then there were the second and third. Rescue is a rescue team. Crying and cheering erupted on the rooftop. Someone knelt down and kowtowed. Someone hugged his head and cried, "Aftermath. Here we are." People waved and shouted desperately. The assault boat is close to them all. Rescuers shouted from tweeters, "Stay calm. Let's come up here." The rope ladder is lowered. Rescuers climbed onto the rooftop. How many more people? 123. Wang Jianguo wounded his head. He was still alive. Evacuate in batches. The old man and the woman left first. Order was miraculously restored. People who were still killing each other just now line up obediently. Civilization is resurrected in the face of hope. It's our turn. You are in this together, the rescuer asked. Yes, Brother Chen, said Igekinatos. We got on board in 6. Sit on the assault boat, looking at the ruins of the shopping mall that are gradually fading away. It was as if they were in another world. It's just a day. A modern city has become a hell on earth. Where to go? I asked the rescuers. A temporary resettlement site gymnasium. He said that the terrain is high. There is a rescue organized by ZFF. How long has it been since ZFF heard this word? What about other places? The rescuers were silent for a moment. Not very good. The rain was too heavy. Most of the province was flooded. It will get better. Xiaomei asked expectantly. Yes, he said. The rain has stopped. I noticed it really didn't rain anymore. The dark clouds spread out in a corner, revealing the long-lost sunshine. The water surface is sparkling, like broken gold. The beauty makes you want to cry. Assault boats navigate through the ruins. I thought the worst was over. The road to see the true face of the whole city. There are ruins everywhere. High-rise buildings collapse like blocks. Cars are stacked in mountains. The tree was uprooted. Furniture floats on the water. There are also things I don't want to think about. Don't look at the rescuers, but how could it not be red? This is the city where I have lived for more than 30 years. Now unrecognizable. Familiar landmarks are gone. The central square becomes a lake. The pedestrian street has become a river. My construction market should no longer exist. How many survivors are there? Brother Chen asked clearly. Rescuers shook their heads. It's too scattered. Some are hiding in high-rise buildings. Some are trapped in high terrain. How much can we save? When passing by an office building, someone on the roof of the building waved a red cloth. Wait for the captain to say through the walkie-talkie. Record the location first. Come back again. Send dispatch to the safety point first. To leave somebody in the lurch. See our doubts, rescuers explained. The boat is small and overloaded, and it will capsize. Must come in batches. A cruel but reasonable choice. It took another half an hour. The water level began to drop. The third and fourth floors of some buildings are exposed to the water. I could see a figure shaking in the window. Almost a high ground appeared in the distance. It is exactly where the city gymnasium is located. But the closer you get, my heart is getting heavier. Shores densely packed with people. Crying for help and quarreling were mixed. The makeshift tent can't be seen at a glance. So many people. Xiaomei gasped. This is only part of it, rescuers said. Those who can escape here are lucky. The assault boat docked. Immediately a staff member came to register. Name, age, and address. You have symptoms of fever, diarrhea, vomiting. Go over there to pick up the supplies. One for each person. Don't rob. Mechanical bombs are efficient. We received a bottle of water, 2 steamed buns, and a pack of mustard. Just these. Kiang frowned. The eldest sister who distributed supplies at the contentment bar said, tens of thousands of people. It's good to have a stutter. Indeed. Look around. Black pressure is full of people. Men, women, old and young. Clothes and thresholds. The eyes are empty. We found an open space to sit upright. The ground is warm and doo-doo, but no one cares. What to do next? Lao Li asked. No one answered. Survived. And then it's gone. The property is gone. Many people don't even have their relatives. Good Xiaomei comforts everyone. CF will arrange it, but look around. I know that ZSF is also powerless. Such a big disaster. So many victims. Not collapsing is already a miracle. It was even worse at night. There are not enough tents. Most people can only spend the night in the open air. The temperature dropped sharply. It started to rain lightly again. Squeeze it. Everyone squeeze out. Don't push it into the water. Who stole my blanket? In the chaos, the bamboo shoots continue to escalate. It's all you outsiders who occupy our place. In the face of the far disaster, there is also a local division. Field is to divide. This is our city. Regional contradictions broke out. The local party has outsiders seizing resources. Outsiders feel discriminated against. Pushing and kneading quickly turned into a fighting hall. Stop it. There are simply not enough people to maintain order. Chaos spreads like wildfire. Someone took the opportunity to steal. There are people in muddy waters who muddle fish. Protect the good, Brother Chen said alertly, but it was still too late. Lowley's bag was snatched away. It contains all his belongings. Forget it, I'll hold him. Can't get it back. Lowley sat down dejectedly. Tears flow freely in my old age. That's a picture of my wife. Last one. Sad, but such a story. There are thousands of them here. The riots subsided in the second half of the night. Tired and tired. I leaned against Brother Chen. Listen to the crying, coughing, and moaning around you. I can't sleep, Brother Chen. What kind of catastrophe do you think this is? He smoked the cigarette butt he picked up. Odd is angry. We suffered. Why is there a why? He smiled bitterly like you asked why the flood was coming. He just came. Do you regret silence? He suddenly asked something. If you hadn't escaped in the first place, don't you have to suffer this sin? I thought about it. No regrets, at least we tried to flick the cigarette butt off him. There's still hope in life. Hopefully the word seems so extravagant here. At dawn the radio sounded. Attention all victims. Breakfast began to be distributed. Please line up in an orderly manner. The medical point is in the East District. If you have a disease, please seek medical attention in time. The future of the search can be posted on the bulletin board. Order is slowly being restored. We lined up for an hour, received gruel and pickles. Rarely can see the shadow of a person, but the heat is content. Brother Chen said, think about a week ago. Who would have thought that they could drink hot porridge? Drinking porridge indeed. I think of those who jumped off buildings, drowned, burned to death. They almost survived. It's almost the same. Look at Chamay pointing into the distance. Helicopter flew by, hanging a large net pocket. Inside are the materials. The crowd boiled. There are materials. The supplies are coming. But the helicopter did not land. Instead, fly farther away. Why not give it to us? There must be something over there. Unfair complaints abounded. In fact, everyone knows supplies are limited. Priority must be given to more critical places. It's one thing to know. Acceptance is another matter. The sun came out at noon. The long-lost sun shines on my body. Vom. The water level is slowly dropping. Some buildings show more parts. When the water receded, some people cheered. But with it comes bigger problems. In the silt exposed after the water recedes, the smell of corpses began to fill the air. It must be dealt with quickly. The medical staff got busy. Otherwise, there will be pox. Volunteers began to be recruited in the afternoon. A healthy man assists in the cleanup. There are subsidies that are extra food. All 6 of us have signed up. The job is simple. Clean up the trash. Carry the shirt. Very dirty, tiring, and dangerous. But for the one who stutters, everyone rushed to do it. I was assigned to carrying. This is the first time the group has come into close contact with so many dead. The stomach is overturned. Hurry up and work after vomiting. The team leader was expressionless. I have to clean up this piece today. Mechanical handling. Don't think about who they are. What is the story? It's just a number, 2 sentences. 3 sentences. As the sun sets in the west. I'm numb. That's it for today. The team leader said that he would continue to receive the subsidy tomorrow. 2 steamed buns. A packet of mustard. A bottle of water is twice as much as a regular ration. It is worth... Chang to bite the steamed bun and say, is it worth it? I had a chalky dream at night. Dream of those shirts coming to life. Question me why I am alive. When I woke up, I found that I was not the only one. Many people are crying, screaming, sleeping. The living are also going through hell. Xiao Mei said softly, I don't know if it's comfort. Will you look at the sky full of stars? For the first time, I felt that they were so far away. It's like a life of menstruation. I can't go back. On the 10th day, the miraculous rain stopped completely. The sun hangs high. The water level drops at a rate visible to the naked eye. It can be retreated by more than 1 meter a day. At this rate, it will bottom out in another week. Brother Chen said, but no one was happy. The water receded, revealing sores on his eyes. The silt covers everything. Houses collapse. Vehicle twisting. Trees are lined up. The most frightening thing is those that call for more volunteers. The cleanup must be accelerated. The radio sounds several times a day. More and more people are signing up. Nothing else, just for that extra ration. I continued to carry it. The group has come down in the past few days. I'm used to it, or numb. Clean up the central hospital today. The team leader said that they were all mentally prepared. Hospitals are the hardest hit areas. At that time, many people ran there. As a result, the door of the emergency hall was pushed open. The stench almost stunned people. The scene inside. I never want to watch it again in my life. Insist that the team leader himself is distributing materials. Rotate for 1 hour. That hour was like 1. After the sentry came out, everyone threw up. Fuck. God. Someone broke down and cried. No one persuaded him, because everyone is on the verge of collapse. An accident happened at noon. A volunteer was scratched while carrying. The wound came into contact with sewage. Fever begins 2 hours later. Send it to the medical point. But there is a limit to what medical points can do. Lack of medicine and equipment. There is a shortage of manpower. The man died at night. Wear gloves in the future. Masked, the team leader announced. Whoever doesn't listen to the accident is responsible for himself. Gloves and masks are more precious than food. Wrap your hands with cloth strips. The clothes were torn. Brother Chen came up with a way. The local method is stronger than nothing. On the 12th day, The good news finally came. The superiors sent a medical team. There are many more supplies. Sure enough, I saw the convoy driving in the afternoon. Military trucks, one after another. Increase the number of distribution points to 10. Each person can receive basic daily necessities. The queue can't see the end, but orderly. I want to make people civilized. We received towels and disinfectant. There is also a change of clothes. I can finally take a shower. Xiaomei was so moved that she wanted to cry. There is a long queue in front of the makeshift shower canopy, although it is cold water, but no one cares. Wash off the dirt these days. The whole person is relaxed. Like a dream. Kwang said yes. Who would have thought 10 days ago that taking a bath was a luxury? At night, the spring fire ignited. Someone sings, someone dances. The joy of the rest of his life spreads among the crowd. We are really alive. Lao Li muttered to himself. Yes, Brother Chen lit a cigarette. Survived. But what next? Rebuild your home. A voice came from the radio. We will definitely be able to rebuild our homes. Reconstruction is easier said than done. Look at the surrounding ruins. How long will this be? Xiaomei said firmly. People can rebuild anything. He's right. People are hopeful. On the 15th day, the water has basically receded. The skeleton of the city is exposed. There are many scars, but still standing. Start people counting. Registration and arrangement of temporary residence. We were assigned to a prefabricated house. There's a room for 4 people. Simple but sheltered from the wind and rain. It's much better than the corridor. Lao Li said with satisfaction. There is indeed a bed, a quilt, and a roof. Satisfied with Xiao Liu's body, he recovered a little. Also began to participate in labor. I can't rely on you to support me, he said embarrassedly. They are all brothers. Kwang patted him on the shoulder. Brothers have experienced life and death. This word has a different weight. On the 20th day, the market began to recover. First the vendors lined up to sell. Then there are the makeshift booths, although the price is outrageous. But I can buy something. Eggs, fresh eggs, vegetables, radishes. Civilization is returning little by little. I used the money from my part-time job to buy a few eggs, cook it, and share it with everyone. Zhenxiang Shaoliu's tears of emotion fell. Just a boiled egg. But for those who have experienced hell, this is what heaven tastes like. A month later, power was partially restored. The moment you see the lights come on, the whole settlement site boiled. There is electricity. There is electricity. People hugged each other and cried. Bright is so precious. Someone turned on the TV in the new room. The picture shows the situation in other affected cities. It turns out that it's not just our entire province. Half the country is experiencing the same suffering, but they are also rebuilding. Central government allocated 100 billion yuan for reconstruction. Support resources from all over the country are continuous. Post-disaster reconstruction is in full swing. Hope is passing. 2 months later, I got a job. Construction site. Moving bricks is tiring, but there is income. Go back to your old business. I smiled bitterly, although I didn't sell building materials. But it is also related to architecture. Brother Chen worked as an administrator at the resettlement site. Kwang and Xiaomei opened a small restaurant. Lao Li helped people repair electrical appliances. Xiao Liu got a job as a clerk. Everyone's trying to live. 3 months later, temporary resettlement sites began to be relocated. The new residential area has been completed. Eligible guests can apply for accommodation. We applied together for 6 of us, assigned to the same building. Although it is a simple house, but today the house moved. Looking at the empty room, Xiaomei cried, I will eventually have a home. Yes, I have a home. Standing on the balcony, you can see the ruins of the new city being built in the distance. New cities are growing. It will be better before this. Chen Ge said, I believe, because I have experienced the darkest moments. Know how precious light is. A year later, I reopened a building materials store. It's in the new city. Good business. People are rebuilding their homes. Building materials are in great demand. Brother Chen often comes to visit with his new girlfriend. Wang and Xiaomei's restaurant expanded. Several people were hired. The young couple is as loving as ever. Lao Li found his lost son. The 2 of them depend on each other. Xiao Liu was admitted to the civil service. Work in the civil affairs department. Everyone has a new life, but no one forgot the rainstorm. Every time it rains, I still get nervous. Every time you see the weather forecast, I will still stock up on more things. Trauma takes time to heal. How to sell waterproof materials for the boss. The guest asks which one you want. I'm skilled in introducing. This is the best. Absolutely waterproof. Really. I said seriously. I guarantee with my life. The guests were amused by my seriousness. No, I have really verified it with my life. The sun was shining outside the window. The weather forecast says it's nice to have sunny days for the week ahead.